talk about the album delay and the controversy that's stirring up. Jeez. Lots of stuff on BABYMETAL releasing their new album got pushed back all the way to August now.
Dude, how clever was that, though, from them? They released the announcement at 10 a.m. Central, whatever your time was, whatever the fuck time it was where you live at the time of the release of the music video. So everyone's like pumped up about the song. And then they're like, oh, by the way, we're pushing this back another 6 weeks.
It's the good news, bad news.
Yeah,
they did the good news, bad news on us. BABYMETAL's upcoming Metal Fourth has experienced another delay with its release now scheduled for August 8th, 2025. Originally set for June 13th, the album was first postponed to June 27th. This is a huge jump, too. That's just like a couple weeks, and then we go 2 months. It went from 2 weeks to 2 months. Maybe they're going to push it out 2 years next before the latest rescheduling. The band has not provided an official reason for the repeated delays. However, fans have speculated on various factors, including potential production issues related to physical merchandise and media, as well as broader logistical challenges. This is some Reddit comments going on. So it's almost 2 months delayed now from the original release date. That sucks a lot. Wonder what is going on. Yeah, it's odd, very rare to delay it 2 times because of the Trump tariffs policy or just the 200 IQ marketing strategy. I'm going to go with the 200 IQ marketing strategy. Everyone is really pushing the whole tariff thing. It does not sound like a tariff thing at all. And
it's tough to tell. It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think that's the whole reason. Even if it was, I don't think that's everything.
I mean, things happen in production, like with mixing and maybe something didn't go right. Maybe they had to retrack something. There's a lot of things that could happen in mixing. There's a joke with the mixing community that we always talk about, how there's like version 26 of this mastered song when you're doing it, and we like send the files back and forth, and it says this is the real final, this is the final of the finals. And it just keeps going and going and going. So it's definitely possible it's just a production issue. It really is. Definitely not marketing, but could be any other explanation. Tariffs definitely a big possibility. I just don't get how that's a big possibility, because the albums,
I guess because they want to be able to sell,
but they're manufacturing in the U.S.
No,
I don't know. All of their stuff, are they manufacturing everything in the U.S.?
I don't know if that's true.
Definitely the shirts. The shirts are definitely being made here.
I'm thinking more like the albums themselves, right? Like the actual physical media albums. They're probably releasing on vinyl too.
Here's why I think it could be a tariff thing, because there's been a lot of backpedaling from the U.S. government on tariffs being applied and then pulling back because it doesn't actually pass through. So like right now there's a flat 10% tariff for all imports from Japan if it's over like $800, which obviously it will be if you're sending bulk orders. But there's an active policy that they're trying to import or include an additional 24% on top of that 10. So it'd be 34%. For orders at this magnitude, that's like millions of dollars. Like that's a lot. So if they're like, hey, if we can push it back 6 weeks, maybe this will get reverted back and we don't have to pay that import fee.
Yeah, because it just happened, right? There was just a change. We had the tariffs, they took it away for a few months, and now they just got re-implemented back in. So they're probably assuming, if this is their issue, that might happen again, and they should try to fit themselves into that window of time where there might not be excessive tariffs.
But then there's the possibility it's going higher. There's also the possibility it could go higher. No,
I don't think so. No, they originally wanted to do like 100%, like they were doing in China, like 140%. That got immediately shut down. They're like, okay, 50%. That got shut down. They're like, okay, 10%. And they're like, yeah, we'll approve that.
This whole thing is wild.
Okay, let's do an extra 24 if it's like merchandise goods. So like this was the 24 extras. Like this was after they got their hand slapped, and they're like, oh, let's try to reach in the cookie jar again. And they're like, I don't know. So I just have clients at work that are actively pausing imports until August, and that makes me think maybe that's something about this.
Okay,
maybe there's something about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that gives you some experience in the area, way more than anybody else I've talked to about anything like that. So I'll take your word for it in there.
So I haven't looked into them much, but are the tariffs going away in August, which you guys were just mentioning? So that makes sense. They were just bringing this up now. I think they're probably going to stay. I have a feeling. The only thing I can think of is there's an issue getting all the merch and physical media ready for launch. They just have to push a button on the keyboard to let loose the tracks for streaming, of course. And they want to release all these at the same time to push the products. Yeah. You can't I mean, as an independent artist, yeah, we always fuck up and release songs first and don't really plan it out that well. These are major. It's a major group. They have to go through Capitol and Amuse, have to make sure everything's all set up and cohesive before they do these releases. So there's a number of things that could push it back. I'm going to bet that probably the production music is set, or maybe there's contracts with other artists that they have to figure out too.
That was the next thing that I was going to mention, because of all these collaborations that they have on this album, I wonder how much of it, like when it comes to merchandising, any of the extra stuff that goes beyond them just recording for the song, any kind of agreements that they have, contracts that they've made. That could definitely, because they're doing more in this area than they've ever done before. So there's so many more strings that are being pulled and stuff. So I could definitely see that having some kind of impact. There's just a disagreement on the small writing on one of the contracts, and they're still working that type of thing out also. There's a lot of options. Like, the tariffs obviously make sense from what Shade was saying, but there's a lot of things that could be causing delays. This happens all the time. This isn't crazy.
So Heretic's work on Reddit put, it'd be funny if it got delayed even more, delayed so much that the album release show coincided with the tour final. Part of me thinks it's a supply chain issue. Another part of me thinks it has more to do with the unannounced U.S. arena show and promotion leading into it. Whatever it is, I'm not too bothered by it. And I agree, I'm not too bothered by it either. I really think it's going to come out eventually. It's like, at least we know some music is coming out.
I mean, they're
spoiled tracks, right?
The tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're hearing the music. They're playing that shit live. Who doesn't love some delayed gratification anyway, right? The longer it builds up, when it finally comes out, the release is amazing.
That was a clip from the Solid Sound podcast that we do live every Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Check out the full podcast for this clip right here. See y'all in the next one. See you.